That says it all. Welcome to the postgame show of the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. Is that all you got to say? You're just going to hold up the sign?
I wish I could put it somewhere so everyone could see it all night as we talk. We suck. That's all I could say, Kevin. That's all I could say. I'm going to let you go first. Go ahead.
Where do I start? Where do I start? Do I start
Wherever you want to start, you be correct.
Do I start with 8 sacks?
Yeah, Kevin, let's start.
Do I start with dropped balls? Do I start with the quarterback still looking like he's in year one?
No. I heard somebody say today, and I get the receivers need to catch the ball, but I heard someone say today that if those 10 drops were caught, Zach's numbers would have looked so much better. Oh, just pulling at straws because we're so desperate for a franchise quarterback that we're just grasping at anything now?
You know why a lot of those balls weren't caught? I mean, some were dropped, yeah, but a lot of them weren't caught because of defensive plays made because you took too long to throw him the ball.
Sure.
Do you know that 6 of the 8 sacks that he took, he held the ball for over 4 to 5 seconds? Do you know that?
I didn't know that. Wow. Now, where did you get that stat from? Where did you see that?
Where did I see that? I saw somebody had it today. I saw it, and I also watched some of the sacks, and I counted. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're running backwards. What is listen? I could go on about this dude forever. I mean, there's a lot more wrong than him, but you're the main problem.
That's the whole point of the rant. So go on, tell the people what because you know what, Kevin, I'm tired of getting on social media and listen to people that I somewhat respect, but maybe I shouldn't, try to convince me why this team was a playoff team, why this is a different team, while this is not the same old Jets that you old timers experienced.
It's the same team you watched last year, but with the defense is better.
Yeah.
The defense is better than last year, but you're watching the same crap on offense. A matter of fact, I saw another stat where their point average is 3 points less this year than it was last year.
Yeah. So on offense, last year we averaged 18 points a game. This year we're averaging 15 points a game. My son's high school team is averaging 22 points a game. This is JV football.
Let me give you some stats on Deer in the Headlights. That's my new name, Deer in the Headlights.
Okay.
Because I don't care what you say, Mr. 24 seconds, no problem. Mr. Confidence.
Yeah,
he looked scared. He looked scared. He looked scared last night.
Yeah, 24 seconds against the second worst team in the league. Us being the first worst team. Us being the second worst team. Go ahead. Let me hear
he looked scared on his way to his 3 fumbles, by the way.
Yeah.
33 for 49, 263 yards, 3 fumbles, 8 sacks. You lost 57 yards with those sacks. 57. You know what his QB rating was last night? 17.9. Are you kidding me? You're not beating anybody.
I mean, there are fans out there that are going to tell
his average pass was 5.4 yards.
Yeah.
You're not beating anybody. You're not beating my hometown high school team. Are you kidding me?
Well, Kevin, here's the tale of the tape. Here's some Jet numbers for you. 6 points, 3 turnovers, 8 penalties, 8 quarterback sacks. Now, those numbers tell the truth because you look at those numbers and you say they got killed. Now, listen to these numbers. Chargers total yards 191 to R270. Chargers passing yards 107 to R206. Rushing yards, Chargers 84 to R64. Time of possession, Chargers 25 minutes and 33 seconds. Jets 34-27. You thought we had the ball and were controlling it and winning this fucking game.
You would think you won the game, right?
Yeah. Tale of two numbers, sets of numbers.
And
Disgusting.
And then I got to look at the new version of Todd Bowles on the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. Did you happen to see him on
or you just can't take it anymore? You're getting beaten down?
When you said it when we came on this, when we've done this 3 years ago, you said it. This team just beats you down into submission. Mm-hmm. Kevin, how many times have we seen last night's game? Forget about in the last 3 years or in the last 15 years with all these new Jet fans. I'm talking about in the last I'm 54, in the last 48 years, almost 50, not 52 for you. How many times have we seen this game? This is a fucking deja vu game. We see it all the time.
Every time you got a chance to do something, you crap the bed. Every time you get us excited, you kick us in the nuts. Every time. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the GM is. It doesn't matter the quarterback. I mean, I can go back to 98. I can go back to the AFC Championship against Denver. You kicked us in the nuts.
Yeah. Cleveland game with Gastineau. We were a Super Bowl favorite that year.
Yes.
Cleveland never should have beat us.
Yes. And then I got to listen to the head coach today on the radio in his weekly spot get asked straight up, why not give Simeon a try? But straight up got asked. You know what he said? After he hesitated and being he said, I don't know. You got me. I plead the fifth. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah. Kevin, I heard somebody tell me the reason why he said that, and if this is the case, this is why this organization will never be a winning organization, because his hands are tied because it's coming from up above. So that means Woody is telling Joe D to tell Saleh to keep this kid in because we can't look like buffoons with our number 2 pick. But you're looking like buffoons anyway.
No, you didn't. No, last night you didn't look like buffoons.
You mean to tell me Trevor Simeon, who I don't like at all, couldn't do a better job?
Anybody that can throw the ball would do a better job.
That's what I'm going to say, because I heard people.
Look at Joshua Dobbs, and we heard another. Look at the other crap we heard. Well, if we brought somebody in now, it would take them forever to learn the offense, and blah, 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 blah. Joshua Dobbs gets signed. He goes out the next day and wins the freaking game.
Evan, I'm so sick of, and I'm going to get to a point too, because I asked a friend of ours about our O-line, and they told me, "Oh, be careful what you wish for." Would it be any worse? Anyway, I'm going to get to that point. Not only Joshua Dobbs, okay? He gets traded 5 days before the Vikings game, goes to Atlanta, who those teams are even. They're fighting for a player. And within 5 days, he knew the book. He didn't know the players on the team, but he knew the book, and he won the game. Do our coaches at 5 o'clock just go home and call it a day? When I was growing up, you used to hear the coaches sleeping at the facility, looking at film all night long. This fucking team, I don't even know if they look at film. Then
you got to listen to your best wide receiver say, yeah, it's getting tough to look the defense in the eye when we come off the field.
Yeah. So, Kevin, Think about it. They lose the next 2 games, which they probably will, because the Raiders now are pumped about Pierce. They like what he's doing.
Sure,
Smoking
sure.
cigars. They feel like they might go on a 7-game winning streak. And you know what, Kevin? We lose the next 2 and we fall to 4 and 6 and we're out of it. It's going to be a lot of discord in that locker room. It's going to be hard to be in that locker room.
This defense plays their ass off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plays their ass off.
Yeah.
And it's wasted on crap.
In second half of the Eagles game, they gave up no points. Second half of the Giants game, they gave up 7 points. Last night was their worst second half. They gave up 10 points. 3 turnovers. Every 7.5 minutes, Zach Wilson was put on his ass, and some of those, he should have thrown the goddamn ball away.
He's so bad. I don't care what, you can make comments, whatever. I don't care what you say. I know what I'm watching. This guy stinks.
Yeah.
This guy stinks.
You know what, Kev? We had LaFleur here.
Oh, it's not all Zach's fault. The offensive line. Blah, 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 blah. No other team in the NFL has offensive line problems?
Everyone does. There's no team out there who has 5 starters from week 1 playing in the game today. Everyone has an injury. Everyone has somebody down.
That's an excuse.
Listen, Kevin, you tell me the common denominator. 2 years in a row, we killed Mike LaFleur for Zach Wilson's ineptitude. Now we want to kill Hackett for Zach Wilson's aptitude. The common denominator is Zach Wilson.
Listen, I've been saying for 3 years it's the quarterback.
He's still making the same dumpy mistakes.
It's like I said, it's like it's your first year.
First play of the game, he overshot Conklin.
Yes. There was a play where Garrett Wilson had a step on the defender. He hits him with the ball. He's still running.
Yeah.
While we're talking, he's still running.
Yep.
What does he do? He throws it over his head.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I asked a buddy of ours, and he said, be careful what you wish for. Why didn't they bring up Roger Saffold? How bad could he be? The man was an all-pro. I understand he hasn't been signed, but how bad could he be? He told me, well, it takes time for them to gel. I get it, but it can be any worse than this fucking Turner, Billy Turner, who gave up 3 sacks last night.
And what did we do to go fix the offense? We signed the defensive tackle.
Another defensive lineman. Yeah, I know.
Oh, you can't make it up.
Oh, Jets, only the Jets.
You can't make it up.
I don't know why, Kevin. Maybe I'm just too old. Our fan base, including you and I, all right, to an extent, I don't wait to get Sam Darnold out of here. And Sam Darnold had not the defense this team had, not the weapons this team had, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not the coaching staff this team had. Could he have been any worse if he was here with this team? Could it have been any worse? And New York fans couldn't wait to run him out. They almost ran me off of Twitter because I said I'm a Sam Darnold fan.
I don't know that there's anything worse than this. You have 8 touchdowns. You have 8 offensive touchdowns. It's week 10.
Wait, no, Kevin. No. We have 7. The 8th one gets an asterisk because the Eagles let us walk in on
right.
That
Yeah. It's week 10. It's week 10.
Eagles, and meanwhile, Levis, okay, Tennessee quarterback, who was just officially announced as the new starter, has 5 in 2 games. 5 in 2 games. So don't tell me Simeon can't come in, a 10-year vet, and do a little bit better. And here's the problem, Kevin, and I know I'm going to get blackballed and reamed for this. We did everything we can to kiss Aaron Rodgers' ass, and I get it, the man's a GOAT. But all the people we brought in for him, fuck. Billy Turner sucks. Lazard sucks. Cobb sucks. Hackett is nothing without Aaron Rodgers. Just like Gase was nothing without Manning.
Lazard is no more than a 3.
Yeah. But we couldn't bring anyone in the offseason. We couldn't bring anyone in the trading deadline. Renfro wouldn't have been a better upgrade. I don't know. I'm asking, Kev.
Hey, they say the word is they tried for Devontae, but they got buffed. They got rebuffed.
I mean, of course they did. What people don't understand is that the Raiders were still mathematically in it. They're not going to give anyone away at this point. And here's the other thing I don't understand. You don't want to play Carl Lawson. You got the man on in list. You just give him away for a 6th rounder next year. Let's have more picks. We only got 5 next year.
The guy's inactive every week.
Why not trade him for us a late rounder? So fuck, he's playing for us. Dalvin Cook, they're not using him properly. The kid is healthy now. Replay him, he sits and he hides on the bench. Why don't you trade him to someone for a late round pick at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you bring him in for a play and he goes out.
Yeah. 4 plays he played last night, I think.
Man. And you know, to the play calling. You have these 2 backs. Why don't you design some plays with both of them in the backfield at the same time? That way they don't know, but who's getting the ball?
Kevin, we talked about it on this show in the summer. We said, can you imagine Conklin and Hall and Cook and Wilson and this and who they stopping? And now we're 8 weeks into the season, 2 games into the season, and everyone knows if you stop Breece Hall, stop Garrett Wilson, this team can't do anything.
Yeah, quarterback's not going to beat you. The quarterback is, this guy scares nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, let me tell you, everyone wants to kill
defensive coordinators and defensive players lick their chops to play against this.
Max Crosby's going to do next week, and Billy Turner's out there. Now, Kevin, here's 2 stats for you. Last night was the first time the Chargers special team scored a touchdown since 2019. All firsts happen against us. Every team breaks their curses.
Yeah, of course. Us. Yes.
Here's another funny one. The Jets are the only NFL team in the Super Bowl era to have their defense collect 5+ sacks, hold an opponent to under 200 yards, and not allow any 25-yard plays, and yet lose the game by 20. The first team.
Yep.
The first team.
And you know they
to do shit.
And they always do this stuff on national TV.
Yes. Kevin.
Always.
Kevin. You know, sometimes you're on social media and you get those questions. If you could go back 25 years, 35 years, what would you do? You know what I would do? I would bet on every big-time Jet game because you know they would shit the bed and I'd be sitting in Dubai in my own mansion with my feet up because I'd be a fucking millionaire. Because every time this team has something to prove, they shit themselves. This team is constantly shitting the bed and letting us down. But yet we got a fan base who's going to tell you, well, Zach can't throw the ball and catch the ball. He's in year 3. He's got to start elevating some of the talent around him, and he does none of it.
He blows, man.
He does none of it. He does not elevate the talent.
I'm done. He blows. There you go.
Evan, I don't know how many times you watch the SNY post-game show. It's like deja vu. They're telling you things, but this coaching staff doesn't know it.
Every guy on that panel
telling you things.
Every guy on that panel, from Bart to Willie, they all know he blows. They know he blows. They know it.
Somebody posted a question on X. What is going to be the first Jet offensive play? Now, it doesn't take a genius to know. It's going to be a run to Brees Hall. Why isn't there any creativity? Brees to Cook, double revert. Why isn't there any creativity? Send fucking Gibson long. No one's expecting Gibson to go. Loosen up that defense a little. Let them think. How come there's no creativity? Is it because they don't trust Zach?
What else? What else would it be?
I don't know who to blame anymore, Kev. We complained about LaFleur. He said, "Oh, the play calling was vanilla. The play calling was vanilla. Now we're going to kill Honkett. The play calling is vanilla." The common denominator with the second offensive coordinator is Zach Wilson.
Well, maybe vanilla is all this quarterback can handle.
He shouldn't be playing, Kevin. This is year 3.
No.
Will Levis in 2 games has 5 touchdown passes. Dobbs, who was on the trading block, could have been our quarterback.
What did I say to you last night? I think I said we watched guys all day on Sunday from around the league, no names, rookies, make plays and elevate their teams. And this guy's forget it, man. Forget it.
What do you think C.J. Stroud said? Wilson could do it in 24 seconds. Can easily do it in 48. He marched the Houston Texans down the field to beat Tampa Bay.
And, when I was watching that interview with him after the Giant game, where, 24 seconds, no problem. 24 seconds, no problem. What about the other 59 minutes and 36 seconds?
Kevin, I'll say
when you did nothing.
Kevin,
I guess the 59 minutes and 36 seconds were a problem, but 24 seconds weren't.
Kevin, I'll say it
again.
Moron.
What a moron.
Yeah, Kevin, I'll say it again over and over, and I know it's football and anything could happen. If a healthy Graham Gano, if he's healthy, Graham Gano, and makes that field goal and they go up 13-7, the game's over.
Yes.
But a break because Double gave us the game.
Yes.
Double gave us the game. Every team in our division lost. Every team in our division lost. And you know what I kept hearing? You know what? Instead of saying we got to go out and take care of business, by 11 o'clock Monday night, we're going to be a Henson game out of first. We got to beat the Chargers. Yeah, I understand what people were thinking. Yeah, the Chargers have the 32nd worst passing defense. They didn't look at last night.
Well, no, because you had the 34th quarterback, I think.
Kevin, we're 4-4, all right? And technically still in this hunt.
Yes.
What is it going to take Sunday night on national TV, where it might be 3 weeks in a row with no TDs or 1 TD? What is it going to take to finally sit down and bring in Trevor?
I already know. I'm already going to make my prediction for Sunday night. The defense is going to play lights out again against a right? They're going to play lights out again. We're going to score 3 points, and we're going to lose 10-3.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
We signed a defensive tackle. Somebody tell me in the comments. Somebody tell me in the comments. La'el Collins is still out there. Unless he's out of shape or his injury didn't heal as good as they wanted to, why don't they bring him in?
That's all. I got to figure it's one of those things because the Giants brought him in and let him go too. So I don't know. Maybe there's something. Maybe he won't pass a physical. I don't know.
Somebody needs to tell me. I don't know why they're not bringing him because we need all the help we get. Here's the other thing. Xavier Newman, who got my 3 stars in the Giant game for a kid who's never played center, never took a snap, came in off the bench last Sunday and played a hell of a game. Why did they put him at center and put Tickman, who's played guard before? So Eric Turner, whatever his freaking name is, Billy Turner. I'm thinking of the guitarist in Warren, Eric Turner. Billy Turner didn't have to see the field.
Getting cute. You're trying to, stop playing musical chairs, will you?
He played well enough. Reward him by putting him in again.
You're always talking about continuity, but yet you constantly go against continuity.
Yeah. You had Xavier Newman. He did well at the center spot last week. Never had a penalty. Tickman was back. You got two. You got Max Mitchell. You got Brickton, and you got Dwayne Brown. Why do you run with that? No, you decide to bench Xavier Newman again, who played his ass off for us as the third string center. But no, we're going to bring in Billy Turner.
Who
Get it?
If you watched the post game on SNY, Bart Scott and Willie Colon both said Willie Turner is bad, or Billy Turner is bad, man. He's a bad football player
because he's an Aaron Rodgers flunky.
So I don't know.
6 points, 3 turnovers, 8 penalties. Our quarterback sacked 8 times.
And again, 6 of those 8 sacks, he held the ball for over 4 to 5 seconds.
Where he should have thrown the goddamn ball away.
And you know what? What the hell was the play? I think it was a 3rd down. He had so much space in front of him. It was ridiculous. He could have taken, and then he flips the ball.
Yeah. Stupidity.
No head.
We're sitting on my couch last night screaming. He pinched it. We're going to blame Hackett, and rightfully, I don't know anymore who to blame, Kevin. I don't know. Half the fan base blames the O-line. A third of the fan base, the O-line. Third of the fan base blames Hackett. A third of the fan base blames Zach Wilson.
And listen, as a quarterback, your line is hurting. You got a makeshift line. You're in your 3rd year. You're a number 2 pick. Don't you think you should do something to help your makeshift offensive line out, like getting rid of the fucking ball a little early?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Throw the ball away. Throw the ball away.
Like, do you ever feel pressure? You even know there's people there? You watch this game, you watch him. It's like he's totally unaware that there's a defensive lineman right there. He's totally unaware of it sometimes.
The quarterback clock in his head is busted. The batteries are busted. The elevator doesn't go up to the top floor with this kid. He doesn't have a sense. It should be 2.5 seconds. Get rid of the ball. You're
standing there with the ball in your hand like this. There's a defensive line coming, and you're still looking. What? Boom! There goes the ball.
Yeah. See, he still thinks he's at BYU, where he's going to be more athletic than the D line that's chasing. He doesn't realize in this league, these D linemen are talented and they're fast.
And even more so, you got Mack and Bosa coming at you last night.
Yeah.
Get rid of the ball. Make a decision and throw it. Or get out of there and take off.
Throw it away.
The hell's the matter with you?
Yeah, Kevin, I have more interesting numbers for you. In the last 4 games, the Jets lead the league in penalties with 35 in the last 4 games. This is coaching. Don't tell me it's not. Oh, Saleh's a good coach. I love Saleh. This is coaching. 35 penalties, 4 full starts in your own building.
No discipline. It's discipline. It's discipline. It's concentration. Your head's not in the game.
Exactly.
Focus.
And that's what Breece Hall meant when he said we got to grow up.
Yeah.
We got to grow up.
Focus. What the hell? Where do you think you are when you're in that moment? Where are you? Are you somewhere else, or are you in the game?
4 full starts in your own building?
I mean, what are you at Arrowhead? And the noise is so
That's
insane.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And if you're on the road, you might expect it because it's so loud. Oh, building. Which let me tell you, MetLife was a mouse last night, and rightfully so.
yeah, yeah.
I'm telling you, Kevin, this team went into this game like they were the fucking best team in the world. This is
Yes,
typical Jets. Come off the
yes.
bye, shit the bed. Come off the bye, get embarrassed because we act like our shit don't stink, like we won 12 Super Bowls.
Again, kudos to the defense. They played lights out. They always do.
Yeah. But Kevin, you know what? We can't tell ourselves, well, you know what? Rodgers comes back next year and we'll have this great team. We don't know what this defense is going to look like
Nope,
next year. What
nope.
happens if Mosley gets hurt? What
Yeah,
happens if Quentin Williams gets hurt? What
yeah.
happens if Reed gets hurt? It's hard to compete at the top five.
No year is ever like the other, ever.
So people are acting like, oh, well, with our defense, once you're wasting this defense this year because
Yep.
you want Zach Wilson to play.
Yep. Why, I don't know.
Because Woody Johnson and Joe D doesn't want. Listen, never start pointing fingers at Joe D now. He's been here 5 years, and this offensive line is still the worst in the league.
24-50 is his record.
Yeah.
And the coach's record is 15-27.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin,
That's
year,
that's winning football, right?
Yeah. Kevin, this year in the draft, did we need another D lineman? Did we really need another D lineman?
No. Well,
McDonald, but did we need him?
That's because Belichick screwed us out of the offensive lineman.
And get another receiver.
Exactly.
Now, here we are with the worst O-line, but what did we do today? We signed a D lineman
That's
to
what
the
I
practice
said.
squad.
That's what I said. What did we do to fix our offensive woes? We signed a defensive tackle.
You know why we signed a defensive lineman? Because we suck.
Yeah, right.
You signed this. Listen, I don't know if this guy could play, but if you brought him in and he made the team and he's on the practice squad and he's a former 2-time Pro Bowler, why didn't you try to get him up to speed and bring him in?
And you're signing these guys to the practice squad, and we never see them.
Exactly. This was nothing I don't get.
You hide them.
Yeah. Nothing against the kid. You signed as Jason Brown-Lee, right? I think and he never sees the field. Why not? To put him on the team.
Another one, always inactive. Always.
And let me tell you something, Kevin. Wakanda, bring him up. Let's see if he could light the spark. Because Michael Carter can't right now. He can't right now.
And that's another thing. I was watching some replays today. One of the sacks he took, Zach, everybody was coming in. There's Michael Carter standing there by himself. All he had to do was go like that.
It's easy to sit here and watch the game and say, Hackett's play calling is horrible. All right? Hold on. I'm getting to a point. But we said the same thing about LaFleur's play calling too. We ran LaFleur out. Hold on. I'm going to ask you this question. LaFleur for 2 years here, Hackett for a half a season here. We both think the offensive coordinators suck balls, but what is the common denominator that these two OCs had to deal with?
Mm-hmm. Inept quarterback play.
Am I the only idiot who sees this?
No. Listen, everybody, 99% of the people see this except for them.
They don't, Kevin. Like, I'm on social media in the morning when I get up, and these Jet fans will give I told you, this fan base.
Well, then they got their head in their ass. They don't know what they don't know what they're watching.
This fan base is a third. Third hates Hackett. A third blames the O-line. A third blames Zach. Even if this was a Superman O-line, you can't hold the ball in this league for 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Not when you got to block a Bosa or a Khalil Mack. Not when you got to block next week Max Crosby. You know?
That's what I'm saying. You're in your 3rd year. You're a number 2 pick. You're supposed to have your shit together by now. You still don't know what you're doing.
I'm sorry, Kevin. When I watch CJ Stroud, a rookie, take his team against Tampa Bay 48 seconds down the field to win, to keep their playoff hopes alive. When I see Will Levis win in his first game, throw 4 touchdowns, and then come back and almost beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh in his second full game, these kids are light years ahead. Tell me what I'm missing. We have guests on this show. I don't want to call anyone out. Come on and tell me what I'm missing.
He's not that good. He's not good. He's not any good. That's what it is. He's not good.
I know that, but I want someone to tell me, because it seems like a third of the fan base doesn't want to blame this kid, because we're so hungry. We're so starving for a franchise quarterback. We want to put all our balls in his sack.
Listen, I could give a shit whether he's a franchise quarterback or not. Just score touchdowns. I don't care if it's a guy off the street. Just score touchdowns. That's what that's your job. You're a quarterback.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. In your opinion, and I understand he had a better O-line, what would Sanchez's records be with some of the? And Sanchez had a good team.
Sanchez, it would be better. Yeah, he was better than Zach. He was better than Zach. Absolutely. There's no question. No question.
Yeah. But Sam Darnold
he had some smarts that Zach doesn't have. Yes.
Yeah. Would Sam Darnold been any better with these weapons than the unfairness he was given and the coaching staff he was given?
Yes.
And what did we do, Kev? We couldn't wait to run him out of town, because as a GM, as a coach, everyone says, no, not really. They all want to bring in their guy. I'm going to bring in my guy. So you know what? Joe D wanted to bring, they stood on TV smiling like they fucking had a little secret that no one knew, smiling at each other. And they brought in a fucking putz. They brought in a Mama Luke as a quarterback. And I'm sorry, maybe people will rip me, and that's fine. But until someone convinces me, again, they're going to say, oh, the O-line, the O-line. Every team out there has a banged-up O-line. After a while, the quarterback has to have it up here and make smart decisions.
Listen, I still go back to our first season doing this, when I went to the green and white, and I was watching Zach and Mike White in the practice. And I said, there's no comparison. The White's better than he is. This guy's no good. And, oh, you don't know about it. All right. Okay.
You want to laugh, Kevin? We asked them to bring in Wentz. We said, oh, maybe they bring in Wentz. And we heard Joe D must know something because they didn't bring in Wentz. Do you know where Wentz is today?
He is on the Rams.
Yep. He signed with the Rams. Yep. And they're not even in the hunt. And they signed him because Matthew Stafford is hurt.
Yes. Good teams make moves.
Yeah. No. We'll say smart teams make the right moves.
You're right. Yes. Competent teams make the right moves.
I said it to you, Kevin. No, I know we said, oh, yeah, you can't have too many weapons in the offseason. But Cook was not what we needed. We needed some O-line help. Cook was not what we needed. We needed some O-line help. This kid that we signed, he may turn out to be a beast, but at this moment in time, this D lineman is not what we needed. And when your coach goes on a syndicated New York show, which is probably heard everywhere now with cable, and you can log on and see all this, and swallow his tongue because he doesn't know how to answer Michael K about starting someone else, that tells you maybe Saleh's nuts are tied.
And then you know what he said about that? I got to look at it from a global standpoint. The hell does that mean?
What does that mean? Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
What? You got me. I got to plead the fifth. I've got to look at it from a global standpoint.
Yeah. I don't get it. Somebody should have asked him what. Did Michael K follow up and say, Coach, what does that mean?
No. I think it's this.
Then you know what, Kevin? If that's the case, Kevin, and it's coming down from Woody to JD, we're never going to be a good team. We're never going to be a good team. And here's another thing: like our owner, enough with being on social media every 24 hours showing the uniform. Oh, the uniform. I gotta wear the uniform. The
And I think,
man.
and after listening to his interview with Michael K today, I think that's why he could have the Todd Bowles look on his face on the sideline, because he knows he can't pull him.
The other thing, Kevin. Here's the other thing,
because he knows he has no choice but to sit there and just watch it.
Here's the other thing, Kev. This team could lose the next 8 games. You hear me? Just hear me out. Or whatever it is. How many's left? 9 games. This team could go 1-8 down the stretch, and Saleh and Hackett will be here next year because Rodgers put his stamp of approval on them. So they're playing with funny money. They're playing with funny money. But let me tell you, if that's the case, and that's the case, that they're going to be safe for their jobs because Rodgers is coming back, Zach Wilson cannot be on this team.
And so I heard somebody say, who's telling them that they can't pull him? Is it Woody? Is it Joe D? Is it Rodgers?
I'm tongue-tied because I don't know. I don't know.
But I think
here's why I don't think it's JD. Because if it's JD, me as the owner have to say, oh, Joe, what are we doing? This was your pick. Yeah. 5 years, you still didn't build this offensive line. What are we doing?
I don't know.
We signed Rodgers, and I understand it. And I don't want to come off like, dude. I understand we signed Rodgers, but then we walked around as if the Super Bowl was given. We didn't bring in another weapon. Oh, we got Lazard, we got Cobb.
Which is totally on JD because Tuesday morning, right? Even Monday night after Rodgers got hurt, we said, get on the phone, get a quarterback, get somebody in here now. So in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're ready to take over the offense and go.
Yep. Kevin, it shouldn't take that long. Dobbs learned the offense. You know why? Because the coaches traded for him. They got this kid. They knew what he did well because they watched film and they said, we're going to put in these 10 plays because he does this well. Or we're going to fucking just sit here all night and beat it into his head what the playbook is, and he'll be ready to roll. But we don't do anything with these guys.
And speaking of that, I hear people, well, that's what Hackett should do with Zach. You got to roll him out and let him throw down the field. Okay, he rolled out to his right last night, right? Escapes the pressure. What does he do? All he's got to do is flip the ball. It was Uzama, right? Yeah. I think all he had to do was flip him the ball. But he tries this Pat Mahomes sidearm bullshit stuff, and he throws the ball over here. Meanwhile, he's just sitting there waiting for the ball.
And Kevin, not only that, we play on ESPN last night, and we have to listen to Troy Aikman, Super Bowl champ, I get it, and Joe Buck, who I can't stomach anymore, throw their little... And next week, we're going to have to sit back and listen to Chris Collinsworth and whatever his name is, I forget to think of the guy's name, and throw their little jabs. Like, Woody, This is your team they're making fun of. When are you going to go into that fucking clubhouse and say, enough? If I'm going to lose, let's lose with the other guy because I've seen enough of this mo.
Mama Luke.
These are all the adjectives for Zach Wilson. Mo, Mama Luke. I don't know what else to call him. Utz. You know? I don't know what else to call him. There can't be a quarterback that's played in this league longer than him that is so bad.
No.
And he's still the starter.
No.
They're still rolling him out as the starter.
And it's like they don't care what the fans think. They don't care that they know he stinks. They don't care.
Let me tell you something. I don't know I'm not included in any of this. I don't spend the money on tickets because I have a family to feed and I'd rather use that money elsewhere. But the Jet organization wants these fans, including you and I, if you want to buy your tickets for next year, you already have to pay for them in the next couple of days.
Running this guy out at quarterback every week is like standing there against a brick wall and bashing your head on the wall. And somebody says to you, whoa, what are you doing? You're starting to bleed. You're splitting your head open. Yeah, so what? And you keep doing it. And you just keep bashing your head. It's ridiculous.
Now, the one thing I will say, and it's twofold. I want to give Hackett some blame. When we came out in that second half on that first drive and we worked it all the way down to, I think it was the 14-yard line. The passing game is working. Zach was 4 for 4. Why did you give a handoff to Breece Hall, Mr. Hackett? That's the only thing I want to know. And that's the thing, Kevin. If they don't trust this kid enough to make the smart throw in the red zone, or the gold zone, whatever he wants to call it, then he's not our quarterback.
No.
Because what happened? We 4 for 4. We get down to the 14. They stop Breece for a 2-yard loss, and then we take 2 sacks, which gets us out of field goal range. And from then on, I have to say to myself, if we want to stay in this game, I got to try someone else. Even if I bring back Zach, let's say next week, Zach, this is not your night. Sit down.
Go sit down.
They didn't do it. They didn't do it.
And I think, like I said, I think that's why Saleh has the Todd Bowles face all the time, because he knows he has no choice but to sit here and watch this, that he cannot pull him. That's just my thought.
He's costing like I said, Kevin, if Saleh is not worried about keeping his job because he knows this year's carte blanche, it's next year with Rodgers, that's the make or break year, then what does he care? Because I know right now, if I'm the coach and I keep hearing like everywhere he's on the hot seat, all these shows keep telling you he's on the hot seat, I'm not going down with Zach anymore.
And to hear the head coach come out and say, when he gets asked point blank, why not give Simeon a try? I plead the fifth.
Yeah, how does the coach plead the fifth?
I plead the fifth. Oh, you got me. I don't know. His answer was I don't know.
I don't know, Kev. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's like, dude, what do you mean you don't know?
Yeah. You know what, Kevin? That's it for me. We're
going around in a circle
all night. And you know what, Kevin? Everyone's going to wake up tomorrow and tell us how we're going to spank the Raiders, how we're going to go into LA and spank the Raiders. No, we're probably going to lose, like you said, 10-3.
10-3. We're going to score 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun when we talk about that game.
Yeah.
Because Kevin,
again, defense is going to go out there. They're going to make a rookie quarterback look like a rookie quarterback. They're going to play their asses off. They might even get a turnover or 2.
Yeah.
But is this offense going to do anything with it? Nope.
No. I asked you the other day. Now, he signed with Dallas. Martavius Bryant was out there. They didn't even try to bring him in. They didn't even try to bring in a receiver. Nothing.
Well, that's because Lazard's
Nothing.
so good. What
Yeah.
do you need? What do you need somebody else for? And what are these Corey Davis rumblings?
This is just wishful thinking. This is what I'm saying, Kevin.
Yeah,
We're so hurting. We're so hurting for a winning team. We would bring God in if we thought it could help us.
I don't know. I don't know.
Corey Davis walked away for a reason. Now, I don't know what that reason is, but it doesn't sound like he has any interest in coming back to this shit show. Because if he did, he would have came back already.
Yeah, why would you? Why would you come back to this? To play with him?
Yeah.
You know?
He's done that already. He's done that already.
To play with, you know, I mean, come on.
I don't know, Kevin. I asked you last night. Look at the schedule. The way this offense is playing, is there any team on that schedule we can beat?
Nope. Nope.
And how many times, Jet fans, are you going to keep saying, and I know we've been accused of saying it too, and I got to stop. Well, the second half of the schedule gets easy for us. The second half of the schedule. We said that last year when we were 7-4, and in the last 3 games of the season, we scored no touchdowns.
Listen, you
None.
played the
Zero.
you played
You know
the
why?
20
Because we suck.
you played the 27th ranked pass defense last night, and you couldn't put it in the end zone. Who you beating? Who you beating?
That's yeah. And let me tell you something, Kevin. Go back at our schedule. Other than New England, every team on it now is fighting for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders are still fighting for one at 4-4.
Yep.
Buffalo is always going to be in the mix. Miami is in the mix. Atlanta is in the mix. Houston is in the mix.
And you know,
Cleveland's in the mix.
I already have a scenario in my head. You're tied for the last spot going into the last week of the season.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to win the game.
Well, we won't beat New England.
I was going to say, who we playing?
Yeah.
And nothing's, especially if this is his last year up there. Okay. Nothing would be better to go out than knocking us out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be his Super Bowl, and that way he'll not his Super Bowl. That will be his whatever word you want to say, and that
Swan song. See ya.
That'll help him keep his job for one more year because he knocked the hated Jets out of the playoffs. But Kevin, you're a good man. You're giving this team a lot of credit. I'm sorry, like I'm a diehard, and I know people will tell me I'm not. I really don't know who we could beat looking at this offense. No, we could beat my son's JV team. We don't score as many points as they do.
Yeah, you're not beating it. Like I said, listen, I just said 10-3 on Sunday night. So who you beating?
35 penalties in 4 weeks. And the funny thing is, Kevin, we're 3-1 in those 4 weeks. And we still have 35 penalties. Disgusting. That's coaching.
Eight offensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
And it's week 10.
Yeah. I know. I'm not trying to, make fun and whatever. You keep saying 8, but I'm going to say 7 and 1.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because the Eagles did it to try to get that ball back. Eagles are sitting around every morning and go, we lost to that?
Yeah.
We lost to that?
Listen, Gano doesn't miss the field goal, okay? Hurts doesn't implode.
Yeah.
You're in the shitter already. Technically,
we don't win because Gibson touches that return and brings it back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, come on.
We have one win. Because Denver was probably the only convincing win, and even that was a nail biter.
Even that was a nail biter. So, what does that tell you? Well, that's it for me.
Yeah, that's it for me too.
Yep. All right. Hey,
Yeah. Anyway.
On to Vegas.
Yeah.
On to the Raiders. On to the Raiders.
What's this saying? Onward and upward. With us, it'll be onward and downward. Here
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go. And now the talk show, the sports shows will start making fun of us and ripping us. And in another couple of weeks, we will sail into infinity, into the night, because no one's going to want to talk about us anymore.
Yeah, there'll be less and less and less and less and less and less, and then there'll be nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it'll be, you're out of contention. Well, Rodgers has changed his mind now since they're not.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We forgot to touch base on it. At the end of the game, he's
Yes.
talking to the chart, and now he's rolling that. Now he's rolling that.
Couple of weeks, he said. The guy said, well, when you coming back? A couple of weeks.
Yeah. And then he's rolling that back.
Yeah.
All right, Kev, that's it
yeah,
for me.
Now, did he roll it back because we lost?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Nothing surprises me anymore, Kev.
Yeah.
Every time I think this team is going to do right by us, every time I want to believe we turn the page, we get the same nonsense from this team.
I said to you last night before the game, this is typically where we shit the bed.
Yeah.
And embarrass ourselves and kick the fans in the balls.
Yeah.
And sure enough.
Yep.
Sure enough.
I'm with you, Kev. I'm with you.
All right.
This is what I said to you last night. Hook cut him, goodbye. Lawson cut him, goodbye.
Yes,
Cobb
you did.
cut him, goodbye. Huzama cut him, goodbye. Billy Turner cut him, goodbye. These 5 guys are useless. These 5 guys are useless.
You're taking up roster. You're taking up roster spots.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, into the night we go.
Yep. All right, brother. I'll talk to Vegas. You soon.
Yep. We'll talk to you guys later. Hey, man. Got to get better, right? Can't get much worse.
I don't know, Kev. I don't know. We'll see. 10-3. We shall see.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Until then, jet up. Talk to you later.